Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot. I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner, psychic, remote viewer, past life regressionist, and all kinds of other crazy spooky things for over 35 years. In this video, we're doing Mixtape Monday, which is where I take your questions from the chat and answer them as best I can. So I hope everybody is surviving after the 2,300-mile storm that covered most of the United States. It was pretty exciting. Here in, I guess I'm considered North Jersey, but we're about a half hour outside of New York, and we got 14 inches of snow. So there was some crazy snow going on out there. Blessings to my father-in-law who gave us his old snowblower because ours had a really serious repair that was not going to be ready in time. So Greg snowblowed our super long driveway and we are back in business. Everybody's getting out and about right now. So we're going to jump right into it. I've got a few questions from the chat here, and then we're going to go live a little bit later on tonight for your answers. We're going to do double feature. We'll do some Mixtape Tarot questions, and then we're also going to do questions for you guys. So yesterday I was live on Hypsee for a little while, and then I just nosedived. I was back in bed by 6:30 last night. It was wild. So I did get to see some of you on Hypsee. I'm still going to be open all day today. So after this video drops, I will be open until a little bit later on when I go live. I also want to thank Lady Letitia and Heather from the Hood because they hosted me yesterday and I got to read some cards for them. I shared the live to my desktop as well, but go on over and give them a sub. I'm going to put a thumbnail and some cool stuff on it. Give you some links. So if you're not following them, some of you have remarked that you remember Lady Letitia from Royal Mass. So go on over there, give them a sub. Heather, I am uniquely intrigued because Heather is a Canadian that sounds like me. She just is a little crazy and wild, and I love it. I'm so here for it. So let's giddy up, Buttercup. So first question we are going to tackle as I bring up the cards, and as I always say, please make sure that you hit that like button. We are going to jump into burning questions about the Beckhams. Is it true that Victoria stole the first dance away from Nicola? So I want to give you guys a little scope on this. So apparently Brooklyn and Nicola's wedding was a 3-day event. Love that for them. Gregtoberfest is a 3-day event here, so why not? And this was in a series of dances that they had already done. She had already danced with her dad, and this was, I think, the dedicated dance for mother and son. We did that at our wedding. Most people do that at their weddings. It's kind of a thing. So did Victoria steal the dance away? Did she engineer that? Looking back in regret, 7 of Wands. No. I do think that there was something going on with that dance. There was something that was going on with that dance. What was Victoria's issue with it? I'm going to be honest. I think the song choice was an override. I think there was an override on her original song choice. I think they were assigned a song, and I don't think that Victoria Beckham liked that. So I'm not saying she's innocent. I'm not saying she's innocent, but I am going to say this. I won the lottery of mother-in-laws. My mother-in-law was fantastic. I'd known her since I was a little girl. Very fond memories of her and my mom being best friends when we were little kids. I would never fathom being disrespectful to her. not because she was a tough cookie and Japanese, but there's just a certain amount of deference that you should be giving your in-laws. They did provide the spouse that you are marrying. So you really should, if you can't be polite all the time. Now, I will say this, my son's grandmother is a little more difficult. But you remain a good host or hostess in the face of adversity. So, is Victoria responsible for some of this? Is she responsible for the rift? She did not want Nicola in her family. She did not want her as a daughter-in-law. I don't think that this was an any girl kind of thing. We did hear some press that Victoria found that no one was good enough for her son. I think there were better individuals for her son. So what was it about Nicola that bothered her? If Victoria was going to tell us, this is what bothered me about her, what would it have been? She was a brat. She was a brat. Hanged Man in Reverse is a brat. By any means necessary. I'm going to get my way by any means necessary. She was dismissive and not inclusive. I don't think that she really included the Beckhams. And I've said this in another reading that I really do feel that Nicola was absorbing Brooklyn into her life, not assimilating into both families. And that's a common thing when we get married, when we pick our spouses. Where are we going to spend the holidays? Are we going to do family vacations still? How many people are we buying gifts for? How many birthday parties are we hosting? What is exactly going to go on with this new family dynamic? And I think that is fairly clear. And what else? She thought this would end in tears. She did not think that Nicola was in it to win it. Did she think they were too young? She absolutely thought they were too young. Did she want them to wait before they got married? She was not opposed to them living together partially. I'm going to say partially. I think she wanted Brooklyn to maintain a place near them. And I know that I think they have a place in Miami. The Beckhams we're talking about. I think the Beckhams have a place in Miami, a place in LA, a place in the Cotswolds, a place in London. I don't know if they've got any other pieces of real estate, but they're kind of all over the place. So I do think that she was like, you know what? Spend some time here, spend some time there. You don't have to give up your whole life for this gal. You don't have to do that. What else? Final word. She needs time to grow up. She is still developing. I think really the main gist was they were too young. Mind you, Brooklyn was 23, I think, when he got married. Maybe 24. I think he's 26 now. And it was 4 years ago. They got married in 2022. This is a while ago. They were pretty young when they got married. Was Victoria punished for citing reasons that most of us would find reasonable? Yes. She was pulled out of the equation. Locked out. Cut out. And it wasn't done in a formal fashion. It wasn't, hey, listen, we're going to go ahead with the wedding plans. You just sit tight, chill out. It wasn't like that. It was, how come I'm not being included? Did you get a notice about that? Did you get an email? I didn't get anything. So it really was kind of shadily done. And I think that made more issues. Did Mark Anthony know about this? Did Mark Anthony know about the rift, and was he trying to boost his friends? So they are friends, apparently, Mark Anthony and the Beckhams. So did Mark Anthony know about the rift? No, I don't think he did. I don't think he liked Nicola, though. I don't think he liked Nicola. Did he do the show for a fee? I think there was a gift given to him, but I don't think there was a contract and a fee involved. So I think they said we'll take care of it, and they gifted him something. The Beckhams gifted him something. So was Mark Anthony throwing shade at Nicola when he said most beautiful woman in the room, Victoria Beckham? Was he throwing shade? Ooh, a little bit. I think he might have been. I think there might have been a little shade here, guys. So I don't think he really intimately knew about, changes to songs, things like that. But I think he sensed what was going on. But I don't think he intimately knew the details. So is Victoria Beckham looking to start a Baby Beckham clothing line? Was she going to do Baby Beckham clothing line? No, I don't think so. Wheel of Fortune. So I do think they're doing something differently. And I think Harper Beckham. What is her name? Her name is Harlow. Halston. What is it? I think their daughter is the one that's going to get the clothing line. But I do think it's going to be a tween clothing line. I think when they launch her, I think it's going to be much more tween clothing line. Affordable. Yeah. So remember, sorry, I'm bringing Meghan Markle into the equation. Remember when Meghan Markle said that her, she envisioned 15-year-olds like saving up to get her jam? I think this is kind of the response, that the better fit, where 15-year-olds are going to save up their babysitting money so that they can buy a piece from Harper's line. Or is her name Harper? I gotta look it up, guys. I'm sorry. It's Harper. It is Harper. It's Harper. I'm fine with that. Let's call her Harper. I have like 3 friends that have kids named Harper, so I thought I was just filling in the blank there. So I think that this is going to be actually a really cool project. She's still a little bit young. It's gonna do something very interesting. That'll be a cool line. It's Blake Lively. Wow. Blake Lively. Let's talk about that. I'm gonna grab a different deck. We're gonna get Curious Creatures out here, guys. This is the anthropomorphic images on the deck. And we have the Fool 2.0, which is a really fun additional card for any tarot deck. So Blake Lively, the Taylor Swift text messages are out. And I just watched Cheer Denise's reporting on this. Talk about a mean girl salad. Definitely a mean girl salad. So right now, how is it looking for Blake on this case? Is she going to win? Remember, energy can always change. Justice is still not ready. It's not ready. Not ready. It's not ready yet. Him. Her. So I do think that Justin is more ready to settle and get on with his day. I think get on with his career, get on with his day. I think he's ready to not be a part of this equation anymore. But I think that Blake is continuing to fight. I think she is still looking for, let's see what her end game. What is her end game here? End game is concealed, 8 of Swords, 9 of Cups. She wants to be the good one. And this is something that we see with narcissists all the time. I'm the good one. I'm the maiden. I'm the white queen. I'm the better person. It really is something we see time and time again with some of these narcissists. So what is Justin looking for? What is his end game? 9 of Pentacles. He wants all the information out there because there are other things that he wants to do in Hollywood, and he doesn't want to be canceled or on the outskirts of Hollywood. Can't blame him. This is, I think, a very normal response. With this spread, I do think it tips in the favor of Justin. We've got the Sun. We've got the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, which means he's very concerned about getting the explanations out there. We've got the 2 of Cups, somebody coming to his rescue, and Hollywood welcoming him as a permanent resident. Now over here with Blake, it's a little murkier because we've got the 5 of Wands, which is collaborative fighting. We could also say that this is the favor asking that she's been doing of Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. I know her husband went and asked Matt Damon and his wife to watch the cut of the movie that is now in these emails and communication releases that we're seeing. The moon here is concealment of the tangled web that we have gotten ourselves into with this 8 of Swords. You know, the 8 of Swords, when we look at this little tarot talk here, the 8 of Swords is an entanglement that we have gotten ourselves into, not to be confused with Jada Pinkett Smith's entanglement, but this is an entanglement, a mental process, a situation that we have gotten ourselves into. The 9 of Cups here, we are talking about release when we get this 8 of Swords in reverse. And the 9 of Cups is wish fulfilled. So I think that she does get credit for the work. I'm doing air quotes because I don't know how much work was done, but for the work that she did on that film, she is going to get credit for it. But I don't think she's going to get everything that she wants. Despite the wish card being here, the 9 of Cups is considered the wish card in tarot. Despite that, I think that Justin actually comes out on top of this. I think these emails and text messages are incredibly damning for the triangulation that Blake has been doing behind the scenes. So let's talk about Blake leveraging that relationship with Ben Affleck. Once upon a time, Ben Affleck did a movie with Blake Lively, and there were rumors that there was some funny stuff going on there, that they were hanging out a little bit too much. And Jennifer Garner, who was with Ben Affleck at the time, they were married at the time, did a post that really showed that she didn't have any fond feelings for Blake. So let's see. How did Ben receive that request email? Ben, it's Blake. Don't hang up. That's what she literally wrote in the email. And I will say this, like if you watch Cheer Denise's coverage on this, I'm not going to go into detail because everybody else has gone into detail on it. But if you watch Cheer Denise's coverage, one of the things is that Blake thinks she's very cute in all of these emails. And there's a point in your life where you have to stop being cute and you have to start being professional. Meghan Markle, we're looking at you. Meghan Markle does this all the time. You're over the age of 30. You are no longer this cute, innocent twit in the middle of nowhere who has no idea how the world works. You are a full-blown adult. You know how the world works, and there has to be some accountability. I think the ingenue kind of attitude really is to absolve one of their machinations behind the scenes. So how did Ben feel about getting this kind of request? No pressure. She says no pressure in all of her emails. No pressure. How did he feel about it? Fool 2.0. Now this, I mentioned this card when I pulled the deck out. The Fool 2.0 is specific to this deck. And you can see there's a little infinity sign up at the top. And this is about doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. What was that Ben saw? Ace of Wands. I need a 4 of Wands. I don't have enough. And 5 of Cups. I don't have enough pull in Hollywood myself. I need you to pull for me. Would you do that? He knew that this wasn't an opinion and a critique of the cut. This was going to be backing of her project, backing of the creative project that she was doing. And he didn't want to have anything to do with it. What about the mention of Jennifer Lopez in there? Because Blake kind of gushes about Jennifer Lopez. I just loved her every time I saw her. What about mentioning that? Page of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. I think that Ben knew that J-Lo was not going to give Blake the time of day. That J-Lo considered Blake D-list celebrity, not anywhere near her level. So what about Ryan reaching out to Matt Damon? Ryan had reached out to Matt Damon first. What did Matt Damon think? 2 of Wands, 2 of Wands. Fool 2.0. This was a request that had been made. 4 of Cups. I'm going to sit on my hands. 10 of Cups. We'll just say that it's okay. We'll just say it's okay. Knight of Cups. They were going to compliment the work, but not really take a side. It was going to be very, very sweet. There, Matt Damon and his lovely wife. His wife is just adorable. Something about Matt Damon's wife reminds me of Matthew McConaughey's wife. I don't know why. I kind of put them in the same category. I think because they were both civilians, they both weren't celebrities, and they married these like super high-powered dudes. But I do like their presentation here. I like that Matt and his wife were like, oh, like another ask. But you know what we'll do? We'll say that we watched it, and we'll just kind of go from there. We'll just kind of go from there. All right, so let's take a little breather for a second. So, guys, I'm going to do this fun thing with my ambassadorship for Otter Spirits. So, you guys know I'm an ambassador for them. And I have so many sets from them. And I have so many amazing choices to go through. And all of the bracelets, earrings, and necklaces you get come with an information card like this, which I have saved because I wanted to save them. They are beautiful on the back. And I think we're going to do this on our live too. I'm going to pick 3 cards, and that's going to be my stack of the week. So, stack of the week, guys. And I've got some surprises coming from them this week. They reached out. So, let's do 1, 2, 3. Let's see what my stack of the week is. Citrine, watermelon chalcedony, and garnet. All right, so we're going to get them. All of them are back here now. And there's my garnet. And where's my citrine? Where is it? Oh my, is it not here? Oh, I think my citrine. Oh, no, I have it in my hand. Watermelon chalcedony. So here's our stack of the week, guys. It is not one that I would have picked. So with the citrine, everything I need to be successful is within me. The watermelon chalcedony is I nurture, love, and radiate joy. And the garnet is I'm compassionate and loving. So this is our stack of the week, guys. And these are my favorite. I love otter spirit. So we are going to jump right back into, let's talk about Sundance. What do we got going on with Sundance? Harry and Meghan showed up at the Sundance Film Festival, but they didn't show up at the primary one. They didn't show up at the primary one. What they showed up at was like some morning one, and they weren't even barely dressed. They looked like they were like roughing it. So is this Sundance Festival going to do anything for their optics? I think we are going to get some reports that they were decidedly distant from each other at this event. I don't think that this worked very well. What was their disposition while they were there? What was Harry feeling? We're going to do noun and adjective. Noun, adjective for Harry, and for Meghan, noun and adjective. How was Harry feeling? Harry did not want to be there. He was dragging his feet through the whole thing. If you've ever brought a spouse to an event and they didn't want to be there, you know what this feels like. And she was brokety broke. That's why we didn't see a sparkly new outfit. And we just saw that crazy, weird raincoat. And she knew that this was not going to work. We're going to talk more about them as the week goes on. One last question. Is Ryan Reynolds still supporting Blake Lively? Is he still on point with his lovely bride? Queen of Wands, 3 of Wands, the Hermit, Chariot, 6 of Wands. They're still together, guys. They are not going to split up. I'm going to say this. I don't think that they're going to split up anytime soon. We're talking about Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. But I think that they are separating a lot of their time and working. So I think that that's fine. I know that they discussed playing pickleball with Matt Damon and his wife, and pickleball's fine. We can do it next week. So that's what I have to say about that. So I think he is still supporting her. I think he's still perfectly happy. Or I shouldn't say perfectly happy. I think he's perfectly happy supporting her. So this was fun, guys. Fun. Let me know what you want to know for later on in the week or for Mixtape Monday next week. Like I said, we're going to do a live later. I'll pull some cards for you guys. I'll pull some cards for questions, pop culture questions, Mixtape Monday. It's all about you guys. I want to answer your questions. But we'll also go right into random readings for you guys. So it'll be a little bit of a double header. I'll set that up as soon as I'm done with this. But until then, keep shoveling, get out of the snow, and I'll see you in the future.